Welcome to Soul Stories, where every tale touches the heart and inspires the soul. It was a quiet afternoon in the towering glass building of Raymond Enterprises. The marble floors gleamed, the air smelled faintly of lemon polish, and the rhythmic sound of typing echoed through the empty hallway. Most employees had already left for lunch, but Clara, the office cleaner, continued her routine with quiet dedication. She moved slowly, wiping the glass doors of the CEO's office. Careful, precise, invisible as always. Years of work had taught her to blend into the background. Nobody really noticed the cleaner who kept everything shining. As she hummed softly to herself, a small, hesitant voice broke the silence. "Ma'am, can you pretend to be my mom for the school play tomorrow?" The cloth froze in her hand. Clara turned, startled. Standing near the doorway was a little girl, about 7 years old, with chestnut curls and a wrinkled school uniform. She held a crumpled script, her small fingers nervously twisting the paper. Clara blinked, unsure she'd heard right. "Pretend to be your mom?" she repeated softly. The girl nodded, her big brown eyes full of fragile hope. "Yes, my teacher said I need someone to play my mom in the play. Daddy said he's too busy and—" Her voice trailed off, almost breaking. Clara knelt to her level. "Sweetheart, where's your real mom?" For a moment, silence filled the air. Then Lily whispered, "She's in heaven." The words struck Clara like a cold wind. The child's gaze fell to the floor, her voice trembling. "Everyone else will have their moms there." "I don't want to be the only one standing alone." Clara's throat tightened. She looked at the tiny girl before her, so delicate, so heartbreakingly sincere. For a second, Clara saw her own daughter's face, the one she had lost years ago in a car accident. She swallowed the ache in her chest. "Oh, sweetheart," she said gently. "I don't know if I can. I'm just the cleaner here." But Lily looked up, her eyes shimmering. "You're kind, ma'am. You smiled at me yesterday when no one else did. Please, just for tomorrow." Clara's lips trembled between a smile and a sob. She didn't know what to say, only that this child's loneliness mirrored her own. After a long pause, she nodded slowly. "All right, Lily, I'll come." And for the first time in years, Clara felt something stir in her heart, a small, forgotten warmth she thought she'd lost forever. The office was nearly empty when the evening sun began to dip below the city skyline. Golden light filtered through the large glass windows, casting long shadows across the polished floor. The hum of computers faded one by one until only the soft whir of the air conditioner remained. Clara was about to pack up her cleaning supplies when a familiar little voice called out behind her. "Ma'am, can we practice now?" She turned and saw Lily standing there again, clutching her small script, her face glowing with excitement. Her backpack was slipping off one shoulder, and a few colored papers peeked out. Clara smiled gently. "Practice? You mean your school play?" Lily nodded eagerly. "Yes, we can use this place. Daddy won't mind. He's in a meeting anyway." Before Clara could reply, Lily had already cleared a small space near the reception area and set 2 chairs side by side, pretending one was a boat and the other a lighthouse. She placed paper cups on the floor and announced, "These are the waves." Clara laughed softly. "Waves made of paper cups, huh? That's clever." Lily grinned. "You have to save me, ma'am. I'm the little girl lost in a storm, and you're my brave mom." Something inside Clara softened. She took a deep breath and, for the first time in years, decided to let herself play along. She spread her arms wide, pretending to battle the wind. "Hold on, my love. Don't let go!" she called dramatically, and Lily squealed with joy, throwing herself into Clara's arms. "Got you!" Clara laughed, hugging her tight. Lily clapped her hands, giggling uncontrollably. "You're so good at this." "You sound just like a real mom." Clara froze for a moment, her eyes glistening. "Maybe because I used to be one," she whispered under her breath. For years, she had avoided any memory of her late daughter, the laughter, the bedtime stories, the smell of rain in her hair. But here, in this moment, those memories didn't hurt as much. They felt alive again, reborn in this little girl's joy. They practiced scene after scene until the office lights dimmed into a warm evening glow. Then, without warning, the glass door behind them opened with a quiet click. Mr. Raymond, tall and impeccably dressed, stood frozen in the doorway. His eyes softened as he watched his daughter laughing freely. Her cheeks flushed with happiness. He couldn't remember the last time he had seen her so alive, and in that quiet, unexpected moment, Clara and Lily had unknowingly begun to heal a wound that money and power never could. The next morning arrived faster than Clara expected. She hadn't been able to sleep much the night before. Her heart was both nervous and excited. She kept replaying Lily's giggles in her mind, the way the little girl's eyes sparkled when she called her mom during rehearsal. It had been years since Clara had been part of something so pure, so full of life. Now, standing backstage in the brightly decorated Maplewood Elementary Auditorium, Clara felt her palms grow clammy. The smell of fresh paint, paper flowers, and children's perfume filled the air. She wore a simple floral dress that Lily had picked from her closet that morning, insisting, "You look like a real mom in this, ma'am." Clara smiled at the memory, smoothing the wrinkles nervously. All around her, parents sat in rows of chairs, chatting and waving to their children. Cameras flashed, laughter echoed. It was a sea of proud faces. But Lily's eyes kept scanning the crowd. Each time someone new walked in, her small face lit up hopefully, only to fade when it wasn't her father. Clara knelt beside her. "Hey, sweetheart," she whispered gently. "It's okay. He'll come when he can. Right now, let's make him proud, huh?" Lily nodded, forcing a brave little smile. Moments later, the lights dimmed, and the teacher's voice announced, "And now, the final act, the storm and the lighthouse." The curtain rose. Lily stood center stage, pretending to be lost at sea, her small voice trembling. "Mom, don't leave me." Clara stepped forward, arms stretched as if breaking through a storm. "Hold on, my love. I'm here," she cried, her voice shaking, not from nerves, but from something deeper. The audience watched in silence, captivated by the authenticity of their bond. Each line between them felt real, raw, and alive. A reflection of two hearts that had found comfort in each other's emptiness. When Clara finally rescued Lily and pulled her into an embrace, the auditorium erupted into applause. Children giggled, parents cheered, but Clara didn't hear any of it. She was lost in that moment, holding Lily close, feeling a warmth that filled every hollow space inside her. Then, as she opened her eyes, she saw him. At the very back of the hall stood Mr. Raymond, dressed in a dark suit, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. His expression softened as he clapped, slowly, then louder than anyone else. Lily spotted him, gasped, and waved with pure joy. Clara stepped aside, her heart swelling as she saw father and daughter lock eyes for the first time, not as CEO and child, but as family. And from that moment, something changed in all three of them. The night of the school play lingered in everyone's hearts like a gentle melody. The laughter of children, the soft hum of applause, and the glow of stage lights faded slowly into memory. Yet for three souls, Clara, Lily, and Raymond, something far deeper had changed. After the crowd dispersed and the lights dimmed, Clara helped Lily gather her things. The little girl was still beaming, her cheeks flushed with joy. "You were amazing, ma'am," she exclaimed, wrapping her small arms around Clara's waist. Clara chuckled softly, brushing a loose curl from Lily's forehead. "No, sweetheart, we were amazing." Then from behind them, a deep voice said quietly, "She's right." Clara turned, startled. Standing in the doorway was Mr. Raymond, no longer the distant CEO everyone feared, but a man with tired eyes that had finally softened. He looked at his daughter first, then at Clara. "My daughter hasn't laughed like that since her mother passed," he said, his voice low, almost breaking. "Thank you for being there when I wasn't." Clara lowered her gaze, her hands folding nervously. "She just needed someone to listen, sir," she murmured. Raymond hesitated for a moment, then said quietly, "We both did." That simple confession hung in the air, fragile yet profound. For the first time, Clara saw not a powerful businessman, but a grieving father, a man who had buried himself in work to escape the pain of loss. A silence followed, broken only by Lily tugging at her father's hand. "Daddy, can we take Ma'am for ice cream? She likes chocolate. I asked her." Clara's cheeks turned pink. Raymond smiled faintly, nodding. "Then chocolate it is." That night, the three of them sat in a small cafe near the school. Lily chattered endlessly about her play while Raymond listened, truly listened. Clara sat beside them, quietly sipping her coffee, watching the warmth return to the man's face and the sparkle return to his daughter's eyes. Weeks passed, and slowly Clara became more than a cleaner who worked after hours. She began helping Lily with homework, staying for dinner sometimes when Raymond worked late. The empty penthouse that once echoed with silence began to fill with laughter, the scent of home-cooked meals, and the sound of life again. Clara never replaced Lily's mother. She never tried to. But she became something else, a gentle presence, a guiding light, and the missing piece in both their hearts. From that day on, Clara wasn't just part of the household, she was part of the family. The warmth she brought melted the loneliness that money could never fix. And for Raymond and Lily, life finally began again.